Today's video is sponsored by Bloodline Heroes of Lithis. It's a crazy game where you get to marry different bloodlines and continue to create thousands of unique, endless possibilities of characters. New Bloodline every fortnight. Collect fantasy characters with sleek designs and unique abilities for each gender. Check out the new Bloodline just released, the Nine-Tailed Vulpins. 1,000 plus hybrids, most unique gacha gameplay. Customize your champions by marrying any two bloodlines to create 1,000 fantasy hybrids. Did I forget to mention the visually stunning 3D graphics? Vast and realistic fantasy worlds with stunning visuals. Rewarding late game PvP. All players can obtain uniquely designed hybrid champions, Bloodcraft Legends, by earning points at seasonal guild wars. Other features: raise heirs with companions or waifus. You can switch genders and companions freely. Build your own kingdom and economy with strategic gameplay, beautiful scenes, and interesting storylines. Download the game now for free on both Android and iOS. Get a special starter pack with $20 using my link. 1 summoning crystal, 100,000 gold, and 100 diamonds.
Wizards of the West Coast. Tapping out, slinging spells. I hate your deck.
Come to my island. We will party all night.
Whee!
It's snake tongue, man.
Shit, he's spiky.
Wow.
Would you like a treasure? Chris Kirkpatrick, you can get your ass kicked.
That was a mad turn.
You're a Saturday.
So those were all attack triggers. We're gonna see those now.
Trying to get more card draw players.
How many cards has that thing drawn?
I wanted my things back!
If you really want to support I Hate Your Deck, there's a lot of ways to help support us. Number one way is through Patreon. Patreon is a great place where you get to join our community. We have a Discord where we play a lot of Magic with our friends, and there's such a community of people from around the world in our Discord. So if you want access to our deck list, do you want to play Magic with a lot of people from all over the world and interact or help brew your decks, the I Hate Your Deck Discord through Patreon will help you get all that done. Hey, if you've been liking I Hate Your Deck, hit the like, subscribe, and ring that bell to get notifications when we have new episodes coming out. And we also have bonus episodes. If you want to see those bonus episodes that were too hot for YouTube, join our Patreon to check that out.
Wizards of the West Coast. Tapping out, slinging spells. I hate your deck. We want to give you the true LGS experience. We show up, sling spells, and have fun. Now meet our players for this episode.
What's up, everyone? It's Lynch from I Hate Your Deck, and here we are for another spicy episode. Today we got kind of a special thing going on. We'll get into that more in a second. As always, I love playing paper Magic with my friends.
I'm Roper. Sky got me into Magic a couple years ago. Excited to be here. Got some spicy decks on the table that I know I'm looking forward to.
I am Sky, glad to be back. Your local favorite hot sauce maker, purveyor, and Magic long time. I'm the guy who is just surprisingly bad despite the fact he's been playing for 25 years.
Because you play music and you make hot sauce.
Yeah. Do a lot of other things that just like
but
erode my brain, so I
Yeah.
can't do this very well, but I still love the game. I'm here to play and rumble.
Hello, I am Peter from Austria.
Yup.
another international person.
Yes!
The first one was also him though, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, the same international person. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
I started with my friend Marcus in Austria playing Magic in 1996 or something like that. Oh, wow. And then, I moved to the US in my 20s and studied, and then Magic was no longer a thing. It was women and marijuana.
Subversive things.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, we recently rediscovered it with our friends, and we started a little play group back home. Shout out to the homies. So stoked to be here with you guys. I'm a big fan of the show, and let's go.
Stoked to have you back on, and stoked to have what we call the full Sky Pod.
Oh,
So
shit.
let's go into Rule 0. For those at home, we actually chose to have a little constraint on this pod where we said that the commander had to be from the new Phyrexia All Is One. This will be actually our 4th game of playing these exact decks together. The 4 of us have been playing these decks against each other
We
to
got
really
to run this before, which was fun.
let's have
Yeah,
fun
there's
with
some
it.
past salt that's gonna be brought up.
I will correct for the record. Let's see what happened. You said you were building the mono black sack. Nick Leitner gave me packs for my birthday, and I cracked this red dragon. Peter was in town.
I did own an Elesh Norn.
And I thought, what if we got each of these guys to do a monocolored new, Phyrexian thing.
You did make the
You
joke,
did stick.
though.
We did stick him with the.
You picked last, so I said like you should get white or green.
These decks have been built with full spite and full salt. I'm playing Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines. Vigilance, Phyrexian Predator. If a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers additional time. Permanents entering the battlefield don't cause abilities of permanent your opponents control to trigger. My deck is trying to utilize ETB effects and trying to shut down other people's ETB effects. And of course, there's other stuff like the other big Elesh Norns in here and other things that will create me value by having them enter the battlefield, whether it's me possibly fetching to get more lands or other fun effects to abuse the ETBs.
I'm running Drivnod Carnage Dominus, Phyrexian Horror. If a creature dying causes a triggered ability of permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. And there's an ability where I can exile 3 creature cards from my graveyard and pay 2 black Phyrexian and you make him indestructible. So hopefully he sticks around when I get him on the battlefield. Utilizing death triggers, so the ETBs, mine are all about sending cards to my graveyard and getting double triggers, whether that's draining people's life or any value I can get out of it.
Heck yeah. I was stoked to build this beautiful Chiss-Goria Forged Tyrant, which is 6 red for a dragon with affinity for artifacts, flying, haste, 5/4, and whenever it attacks, exile the top 5 cards of your library. You may cast an artifact spell from among them this turn. If you do, it has affinity for artifacts. So it's pretty straightforward red affinity. Try to flood the board so I can, cast and recast Chiss-Goria.
And you're pretty good mono red because you mono red Narset, Feather. You love red, and artifacts. You're pretty good.
Mono red Narset is a
you.
meme of the fire sorceress from Diablo 2 and just throws fire spells. This is all very artifact deck. Like I couldn't run the red devotion cards because there's not that many red spells in here.
You feel comfortable with what you've got going.
Tekuthal. While many commanders are against Liferate, he is pro-Liferate. I thought about this the whole time and I was so excited. So it's a flyer, 3/5 Phyrexian horror. Not to be confused with other Phyrexian creatures. If you would proliferate twice instead. So now I can also pay a colorless and 2 Phyrexian mana. Remove 3 counters from among other artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers you control. Put an indestructible counter on Tekuthal. All about the proliferation game.
Now enjoy the show.
Let's roll to see who goes first.
Here we go. 5, beat that
5.
sucker. Ah!
Mine was
We're in
only
the final?
4.
Roll off, Pita. Low roll wins.
Low roll wins.
Fuck. 6. We both got 9.
Okay,
Roll
man,
off.
I'm gonna be here all night.
Low roll win still. 1, beat that.
Oh.
Okay, let's go.
Draw your 7.
With a draw, a mountain, and an expedition map. This is an artifact that I can pay to tap and sack to search my library for a land card, reveal it, and put it in my hand, then shuffle my library. Pass.
Draw. I'm gonna play a swamp, and I'm gonna play Viscera Seer. Vampire Wizard, sacrifice a creature, scry 1. This deck needs sack outlets, and this couldn't ask for better right here.
I will draw for turn, but we had to live with our mistakes. I'll tap for 1 white, and I'll cast a Soul Warden.
Nice.
It's not a bad start.
Yeah, I might not do anything for 5 turns.
Well, maybe
Just to get
don't say that in front of Soul Warden right there.
She's like, I'll be working.
She's got to hope
she's
that
so
people
cute.
keep casting creatures.
An island.
Nice island. Where'd you get that?
Thank you. This guy. So this is animation module, an artifact for 1. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are placed on a permanent you control, you may pay 1. If you do, create a 1/1 servo artifact creature token. I can also tap it for 3. Choose a counter on target permanent or player. Give that permanent or player another counter of that kind.
Nice.
Doing the Lord's work.
Amen.
Very nice. All right. Turn 2 started with a draw. I'm gonna play this fancy dancy Urza's Saga that I'm the proud owner of now. It comes in. I hear the Magic Arena like scroll rolling out sound coming out. With my 2 mana, I will go ahead and cast Liquimetal Torque. It's a mana rock, taps for diamond, and can tap. Target non-land permanent becomes an artifact in addition to its other types till end of turn. Pass.
Untap. Draw. Gonna play Swamp for turn, Nested Shambler. When Nested Shambler dies, create an X-tapped 1/1 green squirrel creature token where X is Nested Shambler's power.
I gained a life.
You do. Don't say that Soul Warden didn't do nothing for you.
Attacks?
Sure, yeah. Viscera Seer at Sky for suggesting attacks.
Excellent choice, sir.
And then I'm passing my turn.
Okay, untap, draw, play a land, pass the turn.
All right.
Oh, baby.
At least you're a man of your word.
Late. Turn late.
Tap 2, the Filigree Silex. It's a legendary artifact that allows me to, when I tap it, put an oil counter on the Filigree Silex. Or sacrifice the Silex, destroy each non-land permanent with mana value equal to the number of oil counters on the Filigree Silex.
Tap and
It's like
sack.
a, what's that land called?
Ratchet bomb
Zone?
or something. Blast zone as well.
Blast Zone, yeah. And then remove 10 oil counters from among permanents you control and sacrifice the Silex. It deals 10 damage to any target. I shall
Jeez.
pass
Clink.
turn. I'd love to attack you, Skylar, with the module, but I can't.
It's the thought that matters. I untap, draw, Urza Saga triggers and gains. Pay 2, tap it, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with this creature. Gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. A Karnstruct, if you will. I'll play land per turn. I'll tap 2 and Urza Saga to create. Puts a Karnstruct into play. I'll go ahead and set a die on my affinity at 1, 2, 3.
Trigger.
I'll pass.
I'll untap, upkeep, draw. Let's go swamp for turn. Here you go. I'm gonna tap 2 and play Zulaport Cutthroat.
Trigger, gain a life.
Yep. Whenever Zulaport Cutthroat or another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Let's go Viscera Seer and Nested Shambler at Peter, because he's got the board wipe on board to blow up my little dudes. 2 coming at you.
Totals?
Yeah.
Thank you, yes.
Absolutely. That is my turn.
Untap, up, keep draw. I guess I'll just have to do the same thing, so I'll just hit you for 1, Peter.
What?
I'm missing a land drop.
Oh,
I only have 2.
Oh my god.
I didn't want to go down to 6.
And that's
I got
my
1
fault
mulligan, that was
somehow.
good.
When you're playing Elesh Norn, you don't get too many passes from your friends.
Yeah, I will pass a turn.
Your end step, I will put an oil counter on this
I
guy.
bet you will.
Look at all those 1 drops. Wait, stay away from.
Stay away from my construct.
Draw for turn. Draw for turn, a land would be so wonderful.
I only have 7
We're
cards.
not getting it.
My guy.
I don't have the discard yet.
Always wanted was a lonely island.
I'm on a boat.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing now. What does one play? I'm gonna do Astral Cornucopia. It enters the battlefield with X charge counters on it, and X is 1. I tap it, I choose a color, add 1 mana of that color to your mana pool for each charge counter. Thank you very much. And then I will sack Filigree Silex and destroy each non-land permanent. Is that smart? Yeah, because I can get that back. Okay, cool. So all the 1-drops are dead.
In response, I'm gonna sack, these 2 are gonna die anyways. I'll sack Viscera Seer to itself and scry.
My whole board is done.
Your whole ward.
I'll put that on bottom. When Viscera Seer dies, each opponent loses 1 life, and I gain a life. The Nested Shambler is going to die to Filigree Silex, and everyone loses life. I gain a life, and then I create a squirrel. Now it resolves.
Kablamo! I was gonna use that. So I've untap, upkeep, and draw. Now Saga will go to 3 and sack, which does the following. Search your library for an artifact card with mana cost 0 or 1, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle.
You're not gonna float a mana first?
Gonna float a mana first. I've never played this card before.
You can, in response, tap it to float the mana.
Or create a construct.
You have to pay you have to tap 2 lands, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Do it, do it.
I love Karnstructs.
Okay.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
there's
I'm
a way.
1, 2, I get to do this ridiculous tutor thing, which is probably just a soul ring, because like,
So we have 2 constructs that are currently 3/3. Ooh.
this soul ring just pops right out, huh? I'm going to play that mountain, Dat Mau Mau. Man, let's go to the top rope. I'm gonna pay 4 for Karn, Scion of Urza, card that I'd like destroyed myself financially trying to draw when they put Dominaria out, and then it's not even worth that much anymore. Karn comes in with 5 loyalty, he's a big boy. I will -2 him because I want another Karnstruct.
Does he have pants on or not have pants on? Because I heard that there's like the good ones. There's a whole thing about if he has pants on or off if the card is a good card.
No, I don't know about the
There's a
pants
certain
theory.
thing whether or not he wears pants, whether or not how good the card is. You guys can let us know in the comments. Is it with pants or without pants? That is the best versions of card.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and minus Karn
Yep.
to make a 3rd construct. I can go to combat, and this construct is a 5/5. Let's see, I guess I have a long-standing tradition of hitting my friend Mike, but guess what, buddy? You are mana screwed, so
I
I'll
am
hit someone
so
else.
mana
I got you, buddy. Let's go over to Roper Town and lay 5.
My squirrel is not
He's
having a
gaining
great
life.
day, but I will throw the squirrel in front of the.
Nice block.
Which will trigger Zulaport, so everyone lose a life, and I won't gain a life. Squirrel will be gone. Thank you, squirrel.
I'm passing.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I'm gonna play land for turn, because I don't want to be like some mono white players here who don't hit their land drops.
Wow.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ on a bicycle.
Yeah.
That is rough. I love it.
Sifter of Skulls for 4. Tap my mana. 4/3 Eldrazi. Sifter of Skulls says whenever another non-token creature you control dies, put a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion creature token onto the battlefield. It has sacrificed this creature and add colorless to your mana pool. So when it sees things dies, I get a Eldrazi Scion.
Aristocrat.
That's me.
Please be a land. Fuck yeah.
Oh, there she is.
Heart of the
I get
cards.
to do a spell.
We do, you could.
It was in plain sight.
Got him! I'm gonna tap 3 in plain sight, Joker Maker, and I'll cast a Nadir Selfless Paladin that I drew into the turn before. It is a Dragon Knight with Vigilance. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, venture into a dungeon. Enter the first room or to the next room. Other creatures get a +1/+1 as long as you completed a dungeon. Since I get to venture into a dungeon with Nadir Selfless Paladin, I will go into the Lost Mine of Phandelver, which the first thing will be Scry 1.
Love that. Value. Mono white.
Love that for you.
I'm keeping
He
it.
tops it.
I'm keeping it.
It's a
So you know what
land.
that means.
Yay!
We all know, it's pretty obvious. I need land. That pass, it's your turn.
I need a land too, please.
I love land.
Darn it.
Land.
I guess I'm gonna have to do this thing then. Tapping 4 for a Arcbound Reclaimer. It is a artifact creature golem with modular 2, so it comes with 2 +1/+1 counters. Remove a +1/+1 counter from Arcbound Reclaimer and put target artifact card from your graveyard on top of your library. I pass turn.
Untap. Draw. The land returns a snow-covered montagne. I should cast Tome of Legends, which is 2 mana artifact. Tome of Legends enters the battlefield with a page counter on it. Whenever your commander enters the battlefield or attacks, put a page counter on Tome of Legends and pay 1 tap, remove a page counter from it to draw a card. I tapped the Soul Ring to pay the 2 for that. That puts my affinity up to 6. Then I could draw real quick with Tome. Removing this. Meow. Let's plus Karn. Reveal the top 2 cards of my library. An opponent chooses one of them.
You get to have the mountain in your hand.
Thanks, buddy. I love mountains. Shrinic Resonator sits over here in Karn's silvery pocket. Can I just stick it there? Yeah, it's in exile with the silver counter, and yeah, I can
It's
pull.
like mad card draw too.
I will go ahead and pay 3 to cast Chiss-Goria, Forged Tyrant. With affinity at 6, this just costs red, so that's my 3 mountains here. And to remind you, it's a legendary dragon with affinity for artifacts, 5/4 flying haste. Whenever it attacks, exile the top 5 cards of your library. You may cast an artifact spell from among them this turn. If you do, it has affinity for artifacts. I should go to combat. I guess I'll leave these back on D, but this 6/6 can go towards Lynch, and this Chiss-Goria will go towards our beautiful and spiky friend, Alex Roper. Attack trigger will go down first. Chiss looks at 5 off the top of the library. We see an Ornithopter Paradise. Strap in your boots, folks. I'll be casting that for free in the second main. But that's all sitting in exile until damage is resolved in.
Taking 5 commander damage from Sky.
And there was actually a quick trigger I missed, actually 2, which is Chiss entering the battlefield puts a page on Tome of Legends, and attacking puts a page on Tome of Legends. Ticked up a bit. I will get to cast this Ornithopter of Paradise from exile with affinity, so it is free. Comes down, brings my ol' affinity up to 7. I think that's my turn.
Right.
Go ahead.
Untap, keep, draw, I'm gonna tap 2, and play Disciple of Perdition. When Disciple of Perdition dies, choose 1. If you have exactly 13 life, you may choose both. You draw a card and you lose life, or exile target opponent's graveyard, that player loses 1 life. I guess I can swing Sifter of Skulls at Peter for 4.
Get them chip-ins, kids. Can't kill your friends without
I'm gonna untap, draw for turn.
Can't kill them with kindness.
kindness.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
It's a
play a
different
land.
kind of death.
You're gaining life, I guess, with Zilliport. So I'll come at you for 3. Attack trigger, but on attack trigger.
Vidge as well. Don't you tap that, my guy.
Thank you. On attack trigger though, and create a Gobbo.
Gobble!
Oh, Gobbo, not treasure.
I'll get a Goblin. Are you taking damage?
I'm gonna put Disciple of Perdition in front of that. Disciple of Perdition is going to die, draw a card, and lose life. And I'm going to create an Eldrazi Scion. 1/1. Zulaport Cutthroat trigger as well. We all lose life, I gain life.
I'm gonna tap 4, and I'll cast a Smothering Tithe.
Oh, god damn it.
That's why you didn't need the treasure token.
I'm gonna try to make treasures, yes.
You didn't need the treasure from Lost Mine because you were going to be flooded with treasures anyways. Why do you care about one?
Speak.
It's all yours, buddy.
Is this the joys you were telling us about mono white?
That was a sigh of relief as his mana woes flitted away.
Are you paying? Are you paying for your draw?
Hell no, I'm not paying for it.
I get a treasure.
Yes. Gentlemen, are you ready for this?
Oh yeah.
What's going to happen?
I've been waiting a long time. Due to a lack of islands.
So you tapped 4 islands.
Yes, Tekuthal, Inquiry Dominus for 4.
I wasn't ready.
The 3/5, flying. If you would proliferate twice instead.
Wow.
And then 1 colorless and 2 Phyrexian will allow me to remove 3 counters from among other artifact creatures and planeswalkers you could draw. Put an indestructible counter on Tekuthal. Furthermore, I pass.
No attacks with your 2/2 and
No,
whatnot?
hell no.
Untapping, upkeeping, drawing.
You didn't pay for Smothering
I
Tithe.
didn't have your stupid treasure. Land per Torning. Karn Plusing. Revealing 2. Lynch, you wanna give me one of these to hand? Howling Mine, baby. Draw together.
Yeah, I want to draw.
Yeah, let's go. CM group hug. Pay 1, tap Tome of Legends, remove a counter from it to draw a card. As well. Pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for this Goldspan dragon.
Oh.
1 dragon wasn't enough for you.
Resolvies? It's a 4/4 dragon with flying and haste, and whenever Goldspan Dragon attacks or becomes the target of a spell, create a treasure token, and treasures you control have tap. Sack this artifact, add 2 mana of any color. I'm gonna tap 2 for Howling Mine. So this is an artifact that reads at the beginning of each player's draw step, if Howling Mine is untapped, that player draws an additional card. That means you and you and you will all get to draw before even I do, and it's a symmetrical effect. So my dedication to Jank is real. My affinity count is 8. Wombats.
Declaring
That's
the
what
battle.
I'm saying. You're gonna declare. Okay.
Declare it.
So I'm attacking a construct and Chiss-Goria at Roper, Goldspan Dragon at Mike, and the second construct at
Attack trigger.
Peter. Trigger gives me a treasure. Does anyone have a token for that? Attack treasure produces a treasure which increases my
Affinity.
So these are stronger now. And then the other attack trigger is Chiss-Goria, exiling these cards, of which Platinum Empyrean seems to be kind of a notable thing. But that's in exile until later.
This is already making them stronger as we're still in the
Yeah,
attack
my
phase, right?
affinity is 9. Their constructs, they
Fair enough.
are 9/9s.
For me, blocks just Eldrazi Scion in front of the construct.
I'm
Yes.
taking 9.
I take 4.
Second main, I am gonna go ahead and attempt to cast this Platinum Empyrean with affinity for free. Thoughts, questions, comments, concerns? Platinum Empyrean is 8 for an 8/8 artifact creature golem. Says your life total can't change. You can't gain or lose life. You can't pay any amount of life except 0. And it ignores such insignificant forces as time, entropy, and death. 8/8.
Sorry, Eldrazi Scion dying. Everyone needs to
Let's do it.
do that before.
This will raise my affinity count to 10. I'll ship it! Putting it in the mail!
Untap,
turn.
upkeep. I'm gonna draw, and then Howling Mine is gonna let me draw another one.
And you're not paying for Familiar Type either one?
Nope, those treasures are all yours, bro.
This is gonna be crazy.
There's gonna be no
have a bunch of
ETB
cards,
triggers
have
soon.
an infinite mana, see what you can do. Destroy
I
all my
still
shit.
think it's too late.
It's not. EDH is so swingy.
Okay, we're in an Ancient Tomb for turn, and we're going to, I didn't come here not to cast my commander.
My guy.
Drivnod is here.
Yo.
Fourth time I've played
This is
with
the
you.
first time I've
This is the first time you cast my commander.
This is the first time. Yeah.
For the record, every time we played, he never cast it and he still whooped our ass. So I'm interested to see what happens, but you're kind of on your heels now because
We should
Yeah,
just
yeah,
all
I've got
scoot.
a
guys got us
clock
all
on.
Guy's
bent over
taking
right
off
now.
over here.
Yep, that's
This guy
true.
was like, I played against you guys and I stayed up till 6 in the morning to read.
I did!
He's like, I'm taking this win.
It was worth it.
Sorry. I missed a trigger, which is this attacking, putting a counter on this.
That's a must trigger, right? It's not a may?
Yeah. So yep, sorry I missed a trigger, but I am putting the counter on Tome of Legends for that last Chiss attack.
Sky missed my triggers, fuck.
Wow, too real. I feel seen.
You are seen.
Yeah.
For missing your triggers.
But I can't be smart and pretty.
I'm going to pass.
I untap. I draw for Hauling Mine, and then I draw for turn.
Pay? I'm just kidding.
That would be amazing. Play a land for turn, because I drew into one. The problem is all the stuff that's happening over on Sky's board.
Whee!
You're not interested in me hitting you for
Good.
are you?
I am interested in being hit.
I think it's possible that your attack with Nadar could go through.
All right, so I'll go ahead and I'll attack you with Nadar. That will trigger. The Nadar will get a +1 counter.
In response, I'm gonna pay exile 3 creature cards from my graveyard, use 1 black, lose 2 life, make Drivnod indestructible, and I'm gonna put Drivnod in front of Nadar. I have to do it. I'm sorry.
So he dies.
He dies.
Did you tell him you weren't gonna block?
I kind of did.
Did he tell you you were gonna?
He totally did. He snake-tongued me into that.
He's spiky.
Wow.
Wow.
He's also this effective on the ultimate frisbee field. Do not let your guard down.
So no damage goes through. Second main. I'll tap 5. I'll cast my commander. Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines is out. Well, that's why we're here. Vigilance. Permanent entering the battlefield causes the triggered ability of a permanent you control. Triggers additional time. No more ETB effects for y'all. Then I'm going to lose 3. Go down to 1 treasure. I'm going to cast Savine's Reclamation. Return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. The other text doesn't matter right now because it wasn't cast from the graveyard. Then this is going to ETB
Incredible.
for free. That's going to trigger this twice. So I will go through this to draw a card. I now have completed a dungeon, so I get to choose another dungeon to go through for the second trigger. I guess I'll just go this. Tomb of Annihilation. Each player will lose a life.
Except for Sky.
Since I did complete a dungeon, other creatures I control get a +1/+1.
Nice 2/2 Gobbo.
So I'll pass.
Untap, draw 2 cards. And a land would be wonderful. There it
You
is.
fished your wish. Would you like a treasure?
You're not paying for either one, so I have 2. 'Cause you
I'm
drew
not
2.
paying for this
All
ever.
2 from Howling Mine.
So you can just go ahead and automatically make
Yep.
treasures.
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Whoa!
Yep. But it's only a Tri-Scallion. Enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. Remove a +1/+1 counter from Tri-Scallion. It deals 1 damage to any target.
And it's a 1/1 construct at base.
And the Elesh Norn doesn't stop that from happening?
It doesn't because there is not a triggered ability that would say when, whenever, or at the. Those are triggered abilities. This is a replacement or
That modifies how it
modifies
enters.
how it enters.
So it's
Not-
a replacement effect that modifies how it enters. It's not triggering, so I don't shut it down.
Correct.
Different
so you get
than
your
how
counters.
like your Nadar
Beautiful.
has.
Right,
to
my
enter the
Madar has whenever it enters, and
Yep.
this is whenever an opponent draws a card, so those are triggers that go on the stack.
And I shall passo turno.
Untapping, drawing for Howling Mine, and drawing for turn.
Are you paying the tithe?
Nah, you can have it. You have the Mother of Machines. I have the Mother of Resner, Chrissy Lynch, on my sleeves, and that's why I'm kicking all your asses. My land per turn is a mountain. I will go ahead and pay 1 and tap Tome of Legends, removing a counter to draw. Minus Karn to 4 to put Strionic Resonator in my hand. And I will pay 2 to cast it, which increases my affinity to 11. I'll pay 2 for an Endless Atlas. I didn't read Strionic Resonator, my apologies. This is an artifact with 2 tap. Copy target triggered ability you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. With these 2 floating, I'm casting Endless Atlas, which is an artifact with 2 tap, draw a card, activate only if you control 3 or more lands with the same name. So it's down here and it's increasing my affinity to 12. Go to combat. Welcome to it. These creatures all want to attack. Platinum Imperium is staying home. This is gonna keep going towards Alex Roper, who I love dearly. with my heart.
I'm not feeling the love this game, actually.
You have so much life. All right, dragon over towards Mike, because I see that it can get in. Construct over towards Mike.
Okay.
You never know when Alex comes out of nowhere and murders everyone. I'll send 2 constructs his way. So Chiss and 2 constructs going to my friend
Any
Alex.
attack triggers?
Yes, there will be.
Attack trigger, you get another
I'm just
treasure.
not going to attack Peter because he's my friend. So
2.
here. Okay, that attack trigger creates a second treasure from Goldspin Dragon attacking, and then the other one is going to be Chiss's thing, which I'm going to pay 2 and activate Strionic Resonator to copy. So there are now going to be 2 Chiss abilities on the stack. Let's go ahead and see. The first one reveals these cards.
Ooh, Commander's Plate.
Mystic Forge, Steel Hellkite, Commander's Plate, stuff like that is in exile here. And I'll put it in this, I'll leave it in one distinct pile here. This one is almost a whiff until you see Immortal Sun.
An unwhiff, definitely.
Non-whiff, as they say. Sitting here in exile, just looming over everyone's head.
Okay. I can't block the gold span, which is coming to me.
Yeah.
And then you also send a contract to me.
I did.
So I block with the Gabo.
Sure.
Okay, for me, Drivnod's going in front of one of the constructs, Sifter of Skulls is going in front of the other, and then I cannot block this flying dragon that keeps knocking me down.
Okay, so damage is resolved.
Sifter of Skulls dies, Zulaport Cutthroat triggers twice, Drivnod. Creature dying causes a trigger ability of a permanent, the permanent being Zulaport.
So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1,
Sky
2.
Stasis because of Empyrean Archangel, and I gain 2 life.
And the trigger that I missed again, sorry, is Chiss attacking, putting another counter on Tome of Legends. So that was combat. We go to second main, and things get really gross. I'll go ahead and cast this Immortal Sun with Affinity. It's free. Is a legendary artifact that reads, players can't activate abilities of planeswalkers. At the beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card. Spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and creatures you control get +1/+1. The other pile that I get to choose to cast Mystic Forge from exile with the other one. Again, free because of, and this ticks up right to 13 for the Immortal Sun. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast the top card of your library if it's an artifact card or a colorless non-land card, and I can tap it, pay 1 life to exile the top part of my library. Can I actually not? You can't pay any amount of life except for 0. I can't use this. I can't use that ability.
Oh boy, let's hope that comes back to help us.
But that comes down. This shit is that shit. Chris Kirkpatrick, you can get your ass kicked. Second main also featuring a Hangerback Walker for 1. That's an XX artifact creature construct. It enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. When it dies, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying for each +1/+1 counter on it. And you can pay 1, tap, put a +1/+1 counter
How
on
much
it.
you paying for that?
2.
Okay.
So it's just a 1/1. So that was...
Immortal Sun. Can I see that
Yeah.
card?
It's shutting off his card?
Yep, whoops.
It does, but
Could they call me Nonbo Jones?
Wow. You just got carried away by
When
how
was it enabled
awesome
for
it
him?
worked.
Why are you-
Up and
are you passing?
Yeah.
Are you gonna pay for
Well, I'm
Smothering
actually
Tide?
going to look at any time. with Mystic
Let me
Forge.
think about it. No, I'm gonna draw for Howling Mine and for turn, and I'm not gonna pay for this.
So I have 7 treasures.
We're gonna go Swamp for turn, cast Pitiless Plunder for 4. Pitiless Plunder, whenever another creature you control
With 2
dies,
life.
create a colorless treasure artifact token with sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Didn't want Sky to be the only one with treasures. See if I can get some passing.
ooh, 2 more taps with the dragon on your to host.
1.
I'll draw.
Oh yeah, you have the Immortal Sun.
I'll draw for this, and I'll draw for. Of course, now I'm drawing lands. I'm gonna tap for 4. I'm gonna cast Severic's Tome. When it enters the battlefield, you take initiative, which means search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. Don't really need that, but I think I need to shuffle because I keep just getting damn freaking lands in the top. And that was in the top 2. It triggers twice. I'm going to go to Lost Well, which will scry 2. Okay, I'll put this in the bottom and I'll leave that one on top. All right, so I'm gonna tap 2 lands and crack 1 treasure. I will tap the tome, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast a card without paying its mana cost. Activate only if you completed a dungeon, which I have.
Look at that.
Aerial Extortionist. When Aerial Extortionist enters the battlefield or deals combat damage to a player, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent for as long as that card remains exiled. The owner may cast it. So I'm going to exile this.
Immortal Sun gets exiled and I may cast it.
Yes, you may cast it.
Doesn't this happen twice?
It does. Maybe exile another thing.
I will also exile I'm gonna exile one of these tokens.
Okay, that ain't coming back.
Now I have 6 treasures. I'm gonna crack all 6 treasures.
Oh, what's happening?
Whoa.
I'm going to cast the Eternal Wanderer. I'm going to go ahead and just go to the minus, taking it to 1.
Uh-oh.
For each player, choose a creature that player controls. Each player sacrifices all creatures they control, not chosen this way.
Oh no.
I'm gonna choose this, so you'll keep.
God damn it! I knew I can do it.
You'll keep that hanger back one.
Yeah, it's gotten out of control, Skylar. It's just the way it is.
I'll choose the Plunderer. I'll let you keep the Plunder so we can have treasures, because we'll be treasure buddies.
Okay, yeah. This is great. I'm loving it.
What do you want to keep?
I would like to keep probably my commander.
So I'll choose your commander so you can keep your commander.
Sweet.
So Peter is activating Triskelion 3
You're gonna-
times.
And
1
this
here
guy.
and 2 here.
Karn
And
took
1
2,
here.
went
And
down
1
from
to
4 to
this.
2 loyalty.
Okay.
And now
It's done a great
And then
job.
I keep my aerial.
Okay.
extortionista.
I have death triggers when these guys get sacked.
Zillport's getting 4 triggers because 2 things die. Pitless Plunder's getting 4 triggers because 2 creatures die.
And Drivnod had double those from 2
Because
to
it
4.
doubles those.
Yeah. Cool. So that resolves. Everybody sacks everything but the one that you've chosen.
Yep.
Your aerialist, your pitiless plunderer, my 1/1 hanger box.
4 life to Zulaport
1,
Cutthroat.
2, 3, 4.
I'm gaining 4, and I'm also creating 4 treasures off of Pitiless Plunderer. Drivnod's copying all of my death triggers.
Forge Tyrant goes back to thing, and I just lost 1, 2, 3, 4 artifacts, so my 10 affinity.
And I go to combat, but I can't, so I pass a turn.
That was a mad turn. Draw.
Yeah, you had to get rid of that sun.
1 and 1 for Howling Mine. Wonderful. Mage Ring Network.
You're not
Land
paying for
turn.
treasures, right?
No, I'm not.
So I get 2.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 6 total for a 3 counter loaded Orochi Hatchery.
You and your X spells.
This deck needs a lot of work, but you know, we're here to have fun.
Yeah.
It
Sky,
comes
are you
into
having
play with
No.
X charge counters.
Die faster!
Why won't you guys just die?
Tap 5 and put a 1/1 green snake creature token into play for each charge counter on Orochi Hatchery.
Snake time.
So, you know.
Snakes on a plane.
Attack the old carnival.
Okay. Quick response.
I'm a carnivore.
You can pay life now.
Then yeah, I will quickly pay 1 life and tap Mystic Forge to exile the top card of my library. Rajmir goes there. I can't do anything else about the attack, so Karn loses the rest of his loyalty. Dick. That doesn't change my affinity.
Your affinity has been a pain in my ass this whole game.
For real, dog.
Oh, I cast this for free and this for free. Oh, my affinity.
It seemed like a good idea.
Exactly how it sounds.
Anything
The
else
Lord.
from our boy Pitire?
No, Sky, thank you for your patience.
Untap my Shitesicles, draw a card, and draw for Howling Mine.
And are you paying for smothering?
Nah. That's not the fun part. Play a nice old border mountain that I've got here. With affinity 10, Chiss-Goria now costs 8 red, minus 10 is red. I'm just gonna pay that red, and bring him out. That triggers Tome of Legends to go up a counter, and with 4, 5, 6, 7, or 9 left up, it gives me 1 more play, which I actually like. Well, hold on, I can look at Mystic Forge.
Didn't cast that spell. I draw a card because it was not cast from your hand.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. I think we're going to combat and declare Chiss-Goria at Buddy Roper. And shit, look at you open as a clam over here. Hangerback Walker coming your way.
Hello.
With that trigger on the stack, I am going to pay 3 to cast this Shimmer Mirror.
I will draw a card because you didn't cast it from your hand. Draw.
Yowzy doozy.
Wow.
With it on the stack still, I will pay 2 and tap Stronic Resonator to copy it. The attack also triggers Tome of Legends. So those were all attack triggers. We're gonna see those now. Shows us a portal to Phyrexia, which is pretty gross. This is sitting here ominously, and then the second trigger. Second one shows me a Mirror Battlesphere as well. let you go to blocks.
I have a response because I am tired of being hit in the face with a 5/4 dragon. Tap 3, cast Saw in half on your dragon. Destroy target creature. If that creature dies this way, its controller creates 2 tokens that are copies of that creature, except their base power is half that creature's power, and their base toughness is half that creature's toughness rounded up each time.
They'll both be 3/2s, and then I'll have to sack one to legend rule.
Yeah, and I won't be being hit anymore.
Alex, your Saw in half will make Chiss be sacrificed. Will give me 2 copies of him half his size.
Destroyed, but
Destroyed, okay.
So one
of
enters,
which I'll
sees each other
sacrifice
and
to
dies.
legend rule.
Correct.
This other one is a 3/2 flying haste with the same abilities. I will still be able to cast using
so
his
you have 2
ability.
piles.
The original one didn't need to be here in order to see it happen. So commander text is going up to 2 here. This guy is here. Then what? You take the 1.
I take the 1.
Yeah. So now damage has resolved. I have 2 to 4, and I'll go ahead and use 1 pay, tap Tome of Legends, going down to 3 counters on it to draw, and then I'll pay 1 to cast Curse of Opulence on my dear friend Mike. It's an enchantment or a curse. Enchant player. Whenever enchanted player is attacked, create a gold token. Each opponent attacking that player does the same. So if you want gold, come over here, attack Mike. Is that okay if I put that there?
Yeah.
I will also take advantage of this Chiss and cast Portal to Phyrexia from out of the first exile pile. This is a 9-mana artifact that reads, when Portal to Phyrexia enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices 3 creatures. At the beginning of your upkeep, put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It's a Phyrexian in addition to other types. Does it resolve?
I get to draw the
Thrown
first.
grenade.
triggered.
That cast trigger gets you draw off the area list. When it resolves, I suppose every one of you guys got to sacrifice 3 creatures.
Pass priority on Phyrexia being cast.
I think I had to respond because I can't lose my creature. Lose 4 tokens, treasure tokens. I'm gonna cast Laezov's Acrobatics. Exile all unknown token creatures you control, then roll a d20. Now I roll a
yeah.
d20 to see what happens. 15. So I get the step, return those cards to the battlefield under their control, then exile them again. Return those cards to the battlefield under their own control at the beginning of the next end step.
Instantaneously blink now, and then come back at end step.
Come at once. I'll exile that on the first time it comes back.
This
Then
half
gone
of my
until
dragon
end
commander is now exiled.
so now it's an end step delay trigger that it'll come back. And this goes to my graveyard.
My Pitiless Plunder is sacked. That creature has been sacked.
My next action, tap Mystic Forge, pay a life, and exile the top card off my library. I will sack a treasure, float a mana, and cast Mishra's Research Desk off the top using Mystic Forge. It's a 1-mana artifact that says 1 tap, sack it, exile the top 2 cards of your library, choose one of them. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card, and it has Unearth for 1 and a red. Then I have the second trigger, the second pile of 5 that exiled off that Chiss attack, with which I can cast this Mere Battlesphere using with Affinity. Mere Battlesphere is a 7-mana, 4/7 artifact creature Mere construct with, when Mere Battlesphere enters the battlefield, put 4 colorless Mere artifact creature tokens on the battlefield, and whenever Mere Battlesphere attacks, you may tap X untapped Mere you control. If you do, Mere Battlesphere gets +X+0 until end of turn and deals X damage to the defending player. So here's my 4 Mere.
Was he board wiped recently?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it.
That puts Affinity up by 5, 12 to 17.
Infinity bullshit.
This stuff is awful. I do think that's my turn.
On your end step, my aerialist comes back in and I get to exile something. I'm gonna exile this.
Go ahead.
Go to my turn.
Are you gonna give me 2 treasures?
You're gonna take 2 treasures. I'm trying to draw off Howling Mine and for turn. Swamp for turn. Do my due diligence and thin out Sky's Graveyard by paying 1 for a swamp and casting Reanimate, and I'm gonna take the angel.
It's a golem, but you mean this
the
one?
Platinum Appearance.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, seems good.
I was thinking of Platinum Angel, yeah. Now my life total can't change. I'm gonna pay 5 and cast Sir Conrad the Grim.
My favorite commander.
Whenever another creature dies or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature leaves your graveyard, Sir Conrad the Grim deals 1 damage to each opponent. Pay 2, each player puts the top card of their library into the graveyard.
Yep.
Passing.
Untapping. Draw. Draw again.
Nice.
I'm gonna play a land. I'm also going to do, because I drew into it, Jewel Lotus.
Ooh.
Where is the initiative right now? Does Sky have the initiative?
Yeah, I didn't get hit. So I get to venture deeper. Where's your biggest thing over there? And I'm gonna goad target creature, which will be, I'll goad this. I'm gonna tap for 4, and then 3 for 7, and I cast my commander.
Mama.
First I'll go to attacks, because that's a play. I'm gonna hit you for 4 in the air. Oh, sorry. Deals combat damage to a player, exile 1 target permanent. I'll exile the Forge.
Over into this pile that I can recast?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Mystic Forge is exiled, but I can recast it at will.
Cracker 2 treasures, and tap 1 to cast a Flicker Wisp. When Flicker Wisp enters the battlefield, exile another target permanent. Return the card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step.
Oh no. He's about to complete the Undercity, folks.
In response, I'm going to tap 2 to float 2 colorless. I'm going to flicker both of these, the Tome and the Aerial Extortionist. It's doubled because the Elesh Norn doubles it. Then I think what I will do is use the 2 floating and the 1 plane. I don't know why I put that in there. And I'll cast a Sky Scanner.
Because it's 3 a.m.
When it enters the battlefield, draw a card, so I get to draw 2 cards because of the Elesh Norn.
Woo!
So I go to my end step. These enter the battlefield.
Yeah.
I get to exile 2 things now, and I get 2 initiative triggers. I'm gonna exile the Stronic Resnider, and I'll exile the Shimmer Mirror.
Stuff I might recast.
So I get initiative twice, draw a card with 1. Go to the Throne of the Dead, reveal the top 10 cards of your library, put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield with 3/+1 counters. It gains hexproof until next turn and shuffle. So 10, right?
10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, come on. 8, 9, 10. Okay, let me see what I want to do here. So I'm going to choose Suture Priest. It gets 3/+1 counters, and it's hexproof.
Till next turn.
I draw for turn, and then draw for
I'll discard 2 lands to go to 7.
playing a land for turn.
Get the 2 treasures.
Pass turn.
Pass turn.
All that.
How much mana do you have up? Public knowledge? Is this Iconic Rift mana? Sort of mana? All right.
Spread your lands so we
Spread
can
your
see
lands
your
for me,
lands.
baby. Okay.
That looks like Cyclonic Rift-esque mana.
I'm gonna go untapping, drawing, and drawing again.
You're not paying?
Land per turn.
Yep.
I'll tap Sol Ring floating 2, use 1 to take a counter off Atonement of Legends and draw. That seems to happen. The other mana I will use to pay 1 tap and sack Mishra's Research Desk to exile the top 2 cards of my library. I can choose 1 until end of turn. I can play that card.
Play it or casting?
If it's a land, it won't. But if it's
Oh, yeah.
if it's a regular thing, it will.
Yeah, I would be
Okay.
casting something from
Play
exile.
is
Yeah.
the same as cast.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was asking.
Trying to get more card draw players.
How many cards has that thing drawn?
I'm abusing his BS.
You are.
He's doing BS here. I'm trying to stop the BS here.
I like this Visions of Ruin is sitting in exile. Should I read it now or later? Or
Are you
Are you casting it?
No.
No.
It's just sitting there.
Sitting in exile. Chiss-Goria has died twice, now costs 10 red, but my affinity is at 12. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the opportunity to pay 3 red and cast Chiss.
So
Tail is
you're
always
not
time.
casting it from your hand. So I get to first draw a card, yes.
Gotta get rid of that thing, sure.
Trigger, Suture Priest. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your opponent's control, you may have that player lose some life. I'll have you lose a life for this entering the battlefield.
Twice.
Suture Priest.
Twice because it doubles your trigger, right?
Correct, twice. That's wonderful.
All right, cool. I'm gonna pay
But otherwise, very cool.
3 mana real quick to cast Shimmer Mirror.
It's quick because he has flash.
Yeah, in response to my own previous breath. But I think I'm just going to go to combat.
Okay, I think I need to respond before you have attack triggers.
Okay.
I'm gonna pay 1 and crack 3 treasures, going to 1 treasure. I'm gonna cast Restoration Angel. When Restoration Angel enters the battlefield, you may exile a non-angel creature you control and then return it to the battlefield under your control. I'm gonna choose Aerial Extortionist and Flicker Wisp.
Very smart.
So then these are gonna hit the battlefield. I'm going to first then gain 4 life. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 life for this, 2 life for that, because the Suture Priest is going to see it. I'm going to stack my triggers so that this is then going to exile your commander.
And it's the same thing
Put them
where
over there, yeah.
So I'll also go ahead and I'll exile your
Battlesphere?
Mirror Battlesphere.
okay.
Then my Flicker Wisp will ETB and get 2 triggers.
By the way, I'm leaving Chiss-Goria in exile here because it's going to be cheaper to recast this way.
Okay. I'm going to then target my Aerial Extortionist and my Scanner to come in at the till end of turn.
I can now go to combat, but I don't really have much in the way of attacks. The 4 mirror and the hangerback walker pointed at Pete.
5
That's a
damage.
sexy fiber. Yeah, well, we might have to do this. Fabity beats you up.
Who saw this coming?
Wow.
Who knew?
I knew this was coming.
Responses.
Sky responses.
I mean, I guess I'll use this treasure and 1 to tap Endless Atlas to draw a card first while I can.
For the people that are only listening, Cyclonic Rift has been cast.
Overloaded even.
Overloaded.
What
full
is
card.
that?
Return target non-land permanent you don't control to its owner's hand. But with Overload, we are able to exchange the word target with each.
Ready to regress to the Stone Age?
All right, so are you done with yours?
I have no more actions.
And in response, I'm gonna activate Sir Conrad the Grim 3 times. So each player puts the top card of their library into their graveyard. And Ancient Tomb actually doesn't deal any damage to me because I've got Platinum Imperium out.
Does damage, but your life total doesn't change.
Junji. So that's
Soul
3
Guide.
times?
No, I don't. The second one is a creature.
okay. So
Let's do one at a
everyone
time,
loses
right?
1 life.
Sure.
Lose 1 life.
Again.
Second.
Second.
Signet.
I have a
no
welcoming
creature.
That's a
vampire.
creature.
I got
So
a
that's
creature.
3.
So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, so I don't change. Sorry.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
This is still in response to the Cyclonic
Cyclonic
Rift.
Gotta use them treasures.
1 more.
I can't
I got a small.
even if I
Ancient Tomb.
Liberator. It a creature.
Okay, 1 creature and you didn't. So each lose 1.
Excellent. All right, I have no more responses to.
I'm going to sack a treasure. I'm going to tap, because I still have initiative. I'm going to tap this for 2. 1 white, 2 colorless. And now we scoop up the board.
Scoop it.
Whose
scoop
turn
it.
was that?
That was on Sky's attack phase.
Big mistake. Last time I
Huge.
attack you.
Huge mistake. This all started over like 3 total damage that Peter was just not.
5.
Peter was like, I didn't
5.
fly over the pond.
And look at my
Have
life.
you Americans abused me?
yeah, for real.
You freaking
He
Americans.
might not have cast it
He's-
if he hadn't been provoked by Sky.
I'm in a second main. I play Soul Ring. I
No
have.
more affinity.
I finally, gosh.
Guess I'm trying to dump it out. So Liquid Metal Torque is here. So Tome of Legends comes in with 1. That is all I can cast. I've got to go to clean up and go down to 7.
At your end step, have 2 creatures enter the battlefield. I will now draw a card for this trigger, and then I get to... Soul Ring is exiled.
Okay. Yeah, I'm discarding Howling Mine because fuck you guys. Hangerback Walker because that was the worst card.
Don't think we appreciated Howling Mine enough.
Also discarding Platinum Empyrean, Skitterbeam Battalion, and 4 lands including a War Room. So that's
Okay.
That happens.
sad, but true. Go ahead.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Okay. I'm gonna start by casting Blight Mound. Attacking pests you control have +1/+0 and have menace. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a 1/1 black and green pest with when this creature dies, you gain 1 life.
Wow.
And then I will tap for 5 and cast Sir Conrad again. Sir Conrad is back, and then I'm gonna play Swamp Return, and that's my turn. It's a
will-
rebuilding turn. It's a rebuilding turn.
I will
Swift.
untap. I will draw 1 single card for turn.
We got the whole
I'm gonna
deck
play
in his
a
hand.
Plains,
You get initiative on your upkeep. You venture into the Undercity.
which says search your library for base land, reveal, and put into your hand and shuffle. Ugh. Like
Be
I
right
need-
back.
Like
Be right
I
back,
need,
guys.
like I need another basic Plains. Hopefully that shuffle does something for me. Let me go to combat first. I am going to swing 5 at Sky.
You're the worst. Can't
Even
do
if-
anything.
Yep, so take 5. Then I get to exile a permanent. So I'll exile Conrad.
Saw this coming.
Yay.
Temp exile pile together so it counters with all your artifacts.
Reach out with my stubbly arms and high five you.
Recast my commander, Elesh Norn. And then for 3, I'm going to Flicker Wisp, targeting these 2. So I'll get 2 triggers, which is why I get to target that because the Elesh Norn. I will now go to my end step. These will come back. I will stack the triggers so I get to draw 2 cards. 1, 2. So then I get 2 more triggers. I guess I'll just exile this and this.
That's oppressive.
Go to my discard.
Upkeep, untap. Oh, draw 1.
Hello,
Get so
darkness,
used to
my
it, friend. Get so used to this luxury so quickly. Yeah, okay. I want to do a Ristic study.
Never too late for a Ristic study.
Never.
Hey!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cast my commander.
Imagine, turns it all around now.
Okay, so Ristic Study is a wonderful enchantment that says whenever an opponent plays a spell, you may draw a card unless that player pays 1. And the command is a familiar face. It's been under the radar for...
I think it is adorable.
I think I've proliferated 0 times in the whole.
So, yet...
Discard Solemn Plains, Esper, Ambitious Farmhand, Plains, Smothering Tine, Archaeomancer's Map, and a Plains.
Okay.
8 cards. Are you passing?
I am.
Holy guacamoles.
Yep.
Draw a card, because we like that. Life. Think I should probably cast Soul Ring from out of here.
Are you still able to play?
Yes, until end of next turn, because I exiled it last turn with the Mishra's Research Desk, and still end of next turn.
Gotcha.
I get to draw a card because you cast from exile.
Yeah.
That card. You brought that on.
So you brought that on yourself.
I wanted my things back! Okay? Woo, the fucking room, I had it going just fine, if you guys will remember.
Okay, now you're 12 life.
Yeah,
You're
so
gonna die soon.
things back up to 2.
I mean, this is so strong.
I guess I'll pay 2 for Endless Atlas. Now up to 3. Can I even get to Chiss? Pay 2 more for a Fire Diamond, which honestly, I put this here to prove to Lynch that it's good, and I think it's f***ing me because it's tapped.
Spite build.
Yeah, right. 1, 2, 3, 4 is now my thing, and I have...
If you hadn't cast Fire Diamond, would you have had enough?
I want Chiss. Give me the hot sauce.
All right, take back shot.
Whoa.
Where's the glass? There you go.
Fair enough. Bottoms up. Guys.com.
Get him,
That's
champ.
your first of the game, right?
Yep.
So I took back that Fire Diamond. So I'm at Affinity 3, and I have 6 available, to which I'm going to cast Chiss from exile over here, draw a card.
Draw a card.
Bastard. Chiss comes in, and I'll attempt to go to combat. I mean, you are now the biggest threat. I'm attacking you, Mike. Chiss-Goria. Attack trigger. These 5 cards are exiled. Filigree, Silas, Clock of Omens are among them. So this will be chilling here for a sec, but a 5/4 dragon coming your way.
I will go ahead and block.
That's just jumped. Second main, I can go ahead and cast this Silex from exile. I guess you draw for that, don't you?
I do. Draw.
I hate Magic the Gathering, and I feel all this hot sauce just chilling in my
Ristic Study triggers.
can't pay.
Thank you.
2.
I fell asleep.
Just
Understandable.
1, 2, 3.
It's 3 a.m. I must be lonely.
When you sight grip this late, you gotta still pay attention. I'm gonna give you shit for that.
A 3 a.m. Psycrift, baby.
Yes, that is devilish.
It's 3:40.
Psychedelic.
Swamp for turn.
I'm hanging in there.
And then I'm gonna Demonic Tutor. See what we get.
Good try, Dragon Bud.
All right, I'm just gonna get Kakusha.
I swear to God, if Alex Roper wins this game.
Again? No way.
Kukushko is a good card.
Got my card to hand. Okay, pay 6, and I'm gonna cast Kakusho the Evening Star.
Woo!
Flying. When Kakusho dies, each opponent loses 5 life. You gain life equal to life lost. this
Dragon
turn.
Buds, Dragon Buds.
Are you gonna pay 1 extra mana?
I will be the first one to pay attacks today with
you
I'll
lose
lose
2
2 life to do so.
That's a team play.
Passing my turn.
Okay, untap. Draw for turn. I play Plains for turn. Undercity, I will put 2+1 counters on a target creature I control. I'll have that be my big Elesh Norn.
Billie Eilish?
I'm gonna pay 2. I'm gonna cast Suture Priest. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you guys heard it before.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go to attack first. So I'm gonna swing 6, 10,
Lethal.
Swing lethal at Skylar.
In response, I put an oil counter on this Silex.
Did I kill you?
Yeah.
You kill Skylar. On damage trigger, I will exile Kukushko.
Oh.
Are you gonna pay the extra mana for this guy?
After I paid for Ristic Study, you're gonna exile my dragon like that. You could have exiled the Ristic Study!
I still would have paid for it first.
Life ain't fair.
But presumably you're gonna cast another spell this turn.
No, I need mana.
Okay,
I'll pass the turn.
that's nice of you.
Let's go
Spooky?
Tekuthal.
Let's go, Tekuthal.
See what we got.
Yes, hot, sexy islands for days.
Private island.
Come to my island. We will party all night.
I can't believe we got rid of Sky.
Yeah, oh my gosh, the
You were
board wipes
so
and
difficult to
exiles
get
that he ate.
I'm
Oh
gonna
my
do a
goodness.
Contagion Clasp. When Contagion Clasp enters the battlefield, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. For 4, I can tap it and proliferate. Be my first proliferation move. We're going to cast an Aven Courier. That is a 1/1 bird. Whenever Aven Courier attacks, choose a counter on a permanent you control. Put a counter of that kind on target permanent you control if it doesn't have a counter of that kind on it.
So like proliferating, but not the keyword proliferate.
Correct.
I'll discard Cathar's Crusade and a Plains.
Oh, so sorry. When this enters the battlefield, I'm just gonna put a -1/-1 counter on this.
In response, because I can respond before that result.
Yeah, sure.
I will tap 4, which is why I was waiting for this.
Uh-huh.
I will cast Restoration Angel at flash speed. When it enters the battlefield, you may exile target non-angel. So you targeted this. I'm going to have both of these
Poof away.
poof away.
Come back.
They will come back. I will have this twice. Exile, exile.
Peter's been spared the exile
Then-
train, but it has come for.
It comes
So
for all of
this fake
Hold on.
exile.
That was a creature that hit the battlefield, so you will lose 1 life from my Suture Priest.
Okay.
Then I gain 2,
I get you. I got you for Suture Priest. Your 2 creatures coming back in.
and you got the double.
Oh, this is
Yes. So it's actually 6.
Exile?
It's
2 life though,
Yeah.
because of the
Yes.
it triggered my ability, so he goes down to 4.
yeah.
so.
When you played the bird.
So then I will choose to exile these 2 to Flipperwiss's trigger, because Flipperwiss gives me a chance to exile 2. So these will come back at the end step.
Cool. And then for 4 more, I'm gonna cast a Lux Cannon. That is a 4-mana artifact that says tap, put a charge counter on Lux Cannon. Tap, remove 3 charge counters from Lux Cannon, destroy target permanent. That's a cool card if you build a deck that actually proliferates.
Well,
So
hey,
exile
for the
the
record,
3 things.
Yeah.
I guess technically you wouldn't have been able to target my Flicker Wisps, but we'll just keep everything
Why not?
because
Oh, facts, because
Elesh
that's an
Norn,
ETB
it says
that-
when.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't have worked.
Oh yeah.
But
absolutely.
I'll
Yeah, of
I'll
course.
stick with my
Silence.
decisions because you had intent with me.
That's facts. That's facts.
No, but that's true, yeah, Elesh Norn.
High
And then
def,
with
baby.
my last remaining
breath.
2 mana, I am going to cast Umetsawa Jitte. Whenever a creature deals combat damage, put 2 charge counters on the Jitte. Remove a charge counter, choose 1, equipped creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, or target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn, or you gain 2 life. Equip costs 2. And this will be the end of my turn.
Pass to Sky. Oh,
Oh.
to Roper. Restoration Angel and Aerial Extortionist will ETB. I get 2 triggers because of Elesh Norn, and Suture Priest will see both of them, so I'll gain 4 life. 1, 2, 1, 2. Exile. I'll get rid of this creature,
I have nothing left for you to get rid of on my board.
and I'll get rid of the Jit.
Exile
Okay.
land.
That's
And
legit.
That's just from this.
That's legit.
When this ETBs, I'll have this target the Flicker Wisp and the Extortionist. So, because it gets 2 non-angels. So these will leave the battlefield, they'll enter, I'll gain another 4 life, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'll just do choose again too, so these will exile. This will choose these 2, right? So these will come back at the end step. This was the end step, right? So it has to wait until the next end step. So these will now be gone until the next end step.
Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Play Swamp for turn. Pawn of Ulamog for 3. Play Blight Mound for 3. I'm gonna play Sir Conrad for 5. That's me.
At your end step, these two come back. I get 2 triggers. I'll exile both of those again with this dude. These two come back, I gain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll flicker just these two, the Suture Priest and the Extortionist. So I'll gain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exile this.
So you only gain 2 life there?
Sorry, I messed up, thank
This
you.
is going to Fake Exile.
And then this will go to Fake Exile.
Very not cool.
I was the
Sky was the original.
I was the original person
So
oppressed by this deck.
Now it's my turn?
Yep.
Those
I-
are
I
step
pass.
triggers.
Though at the
All
time
right,
it
I'll
made-
draw
it
for
made
turn.
sense.
All right, I'll play a plane. So how much do I have? I also get to go through this. I'll have target player loses 5 life. I'll choose you. You'll lose 5 life. I guess I'll just go to combat.
Sorry. I cast Sir Conrad and Pawn while Suture Priest was out.
Oh, so you should have lost 4. Well, catching up.
Damn.
Thank you, comments. We found out because you guys put it in the comments. We edited live, and you helped save us.
Thank you.
And
from
we are
our
trying
misplays.
our best.
So I'll send 6 your way. 9, 12. It's lethal on you, yeah? Mm-hmm. And then
4 for me.
And then 4 right there.
Oh, our powers combined!
Yes!
I mean, do we
for the
reward
record,
someone
hold
who
on.
wants to play Elesh Norn?
For the record, when we did the 3 games before, he wiped and killed us every time, and he never cast his commander. I think the problem was you casted your commander.
I was gonna say.
If you did, if you just went through your normal strategy when you wiped us before, you just didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But you know, I think that this was a team effort, man. These decks all had a chance to do stuff. You just got behind, you know.
Yeah,
The blue deck still needs some work, I
This
think.
needs definitely.
This mono black deck, you guys didn't get to see in its full glory. You got to see Sky pop out of its full. This mono black deck's incredible. There'll be a chance where maybe we just need to bring it back so people can see how crazy your aristocratic nonsense gets, Roper.
Oh, this was a lot of fun. Big swings, thought Sky was gonna win. I was pretty sad, and then the white deck that I helped build won, and I'm happy again. It's great.
Yeah, it was fun to
God
be
damn
able
it,
to.
Roper's always gonna
It
win
was-
somehow or
Hey,
another.
it was fun to be able to collaborate for all of us working together to make these decks stronger and to make them
it's really
fun to
fun.
play against each other. I think that's something that is cool about Commander when it's like putting a deck, building restrictions on each other and then helping each other build these decks that smash each other in the face.
There's a fun little mini meta. Phyrexia is a really cool set. Like, it's crazy to see all this stuff, and it was really great to get to do it with 3 great friends of mine. So
How was your chance being on the show again?
It was fantastic.
Yeah?
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming across the pond.
Underperformed a little bit, my old friend, but you know, it happens.
Hey, sometimes it just takes more work
It
to
takes a
keep
little
working
work.
it, you know?
Exactly.
we'll get you back.
We'll
Don't
get you
forget
back.
to listen till the end to hear Peter's handiwork on the I Hate Your Deck theme song, because he's the
Absolutely.
music producer who put that together and
yeah,
mixed it and helped us finish
And
it.
don't forget, we drop episodes every other Friday, so hopefully we'll see you next week. And thank you for all coming. You know you're invited back. We'll definitely have to have you
Excellent,
back
yeah.
because you got some amazing deck builds, Roper. I've really
you.
been impressed with your deck builds and your seeing of the clever lines. So you guys gotta, we'll bring him back and keep seeing some more spice from him. And of course, you know, he makes hot sauce. He'll keep bringing the spice and doing it. And then when you fly back over, you know, we'll bring
Beautiful.
you back on. All right.
Great.
Peace.
Go!
If you want to support I Hate Your Deck, please consider joining our Patreon. It's an excellent community that we have built with people from around the world where we play Magic in our Discord using Spell Table. If you haven't had a chance to play online Magic yet, try out our Discord. It's a great community where people are gaming daily. And every Thursdays we have Commander Day where people play all day and night, but the community's gotten so big, Commander Day is almost every day at I Hate Your Deck. I Hate Your Deck would like to thank our sponsor, No Pulp Media. It's where we're shooting right now, and it's where a lot of people come to record music or do podcasts. So if you're looking to do that, check out No Pulp Media here in Long Beach. Hey, it's time for the Patreon shoutouts. I'd like the Duality, Mark Regal, and Warren Rogers. Thanks, guys. If you want a shout out, you need to be a tier 4 or tier 5 patron where we give shout outs. Now, we love all of our patrons, but it's just one of the perks of being a tier 4 or tier 5 patron. Without you patrons, we wouldn't be where we are today, and we wouldn't be able to keep making content. So thank you so much for helping us make this show a reality, and we're really excited to keep bringing you great content for the years to come. I can't wait to be able to bring my son on the channel once he gets old enough, let me tell you.
I hate your deck.
Los Angeles is the sunny home of we, the Wizards of the West Coast. And the guests we fuck with on this epic show. I hate your deck! Guitar solo! All right! The competition is toe-to-toe. From Cassius Marsh to fucking Post Malone. The best commanders and the lowest blows. I hate your deck! We're on a roll! Wow! So attack, play your cards and say go. Be you white, blue, black, red, green, or gold. It's a counter spell? What's the deal, bro? I hate your deck! Now enjoy the show.
I hate your deck. Join the I Hate Your Deck Patreon exclusive Discord to get the various benefits and be able to play Commander daily with people from around the world in our global community.